Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Cosmic Conversation with your show host, Julie Hedges. And welcome to this evening. We are simulcasting on BeLiveTV through Facebook and also on YouTube Live. So welcome and come on in and join this cosmic conversation. Tonight we're going to be talking about a topic that has been out there for a while, and you've probably seen it on social media. You've probably heard about it. You've probably read about it. And that is the Lion's Gate. And welcome to everyone who's filing in. Please give me a shout out. Say hello if you're tuning in. And yes, tonight I will be doing live mini readings on the second half of the program. So you can line up in the chat room for a mini reading if you would like that, the second half. But the first part of the program, we're going to talk about the Lion's Gate and what that really means and what is that doing for us. So welcome. I see Barbie's here and Rob is producing tonight. Thank you so very much. And Nicole is here. Hi, Nicole. I'm glad you have joined us. Thanks for reaching out to me this week. And Neshi is here. Neshi, our wonderful publisher. She's liking and loving the stream and sharing it out. So thank you. And Barbie, okay, we got you on the list for a mini reading. And Holly is here. Thanks for jumping on. And Holly, I just want to say, those flowers that you posted from your little trip to the farmer's market, those were great. I really love to see flowers. And Clara is here. Thank you for joining us this evening for this cosmic conversation. And as Neshi said, if you would like to, I invite you, if it's on your heart, to invite someone to come on and take part in this cosmic conversation, or share it to your personal page, share it to a group page, share it to a friend in Messenger, someone who might be interested in learning a little bit more about their own inner space, their own inner solar system, because we talk here about astrology and the Akashic records and soul truth and ancient information, and I bring it out into modern life. So welcome all of you. And as we get started, we always want to set a sacred space, because when we get together for a cosmic conversation, we are engaging our whole being, our body, our minds, our emotions, and our soul, our spirit, the piece of us that drives the bus. We are all engaged when we do this. And it is true soul work when we have these cosmic conversations. They're really enjoyable, but they are really deep and meaningful. So wherever you are and whenever you are watching live or the archive program, which we thank you so very much, either on Facebook, BeLiveTV, or on YouTube, We always want to begin with sacred space, with a grounding, with an inviting in of our allies that are in the spiritual realm. So if you would join me by placing your feet on the floor and just wherever you are, getting comfortable, feeling your seat against your seat and your hips aligned, just gently, and your body straight, not rigid, but just holding your shoulders up right above your hips and letting your neck just have its movement and your head just resting comfortably on your neck and shoulders. And in your heart, if you would affirm with me this grounding prayer, my feet are connected to Grandmother Earth and I am grounded. My whole body, my organs, cells, and bones are connected to my feet, connected to Grandmother Earth, and I am grounded. Oh, all of my chakras and energy centers, my meridians, the nadis that connect the energy points within my body. All of those are connecting now through my heart center and its unified field with all of my physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies and my etheric bodies, creating this beautiful unified field in through my heart, connecting in this tube of light down through my feet into the beautiful, blessed heart of Grandmother Earth to be grounded. And I am grounded. And take a deep breath with me. And as we are fully grounded and centered right here within our bodies for this cosmic conversation, we invite in our allies in spirit, our spiritual team, to help us really digest this information, to understand it on all the levels, on the spiritual level and the mental level and the emotional level, so that we can use the information to make empowering decisions for our lives and be empowered by this cosmic conversation. And so it is. And so it is. And Bronwyn is here tonight. Thank you for jumping on. Yes, and thank you for sharing what you shared. Bronwyn, if Rob, you could pull up her comment. Bronwyn Thomas Finkston. She shared on her page about a shower meditation this morning, and so I shared it on my personal Facebook page, Julie Hedges, and I have to go back and look at it again, but it's using the connection with the water as you are standing in your shower and allowing that water to just pour all over you, and as it is washing away the dirt and debris of your body, imagining that it washes away that dirt and debris of your mind and your emotions and your spirit. So great. Yes, yes. And you are welcome, Bronwyn. And I want to give a special thank you to Rob behind the scenes for posting the YouTube video on the Tarot Journey page, because I'm still taking the tarot journey as well as having cosmic conversations with all of you. So let's get into this cosmic conversation. What are we talking about? It's the full moon and the Lion's Gate and Sirius. Oh my, what does all that mean? We've been seeing all month long about the Lion's Gate. You've seen posts on Facebook and maybe YouTube videos, and maybe other healers have talked about it. So I want to spend some time and let you know my thoughts about it and my understanding of it from a cosmic, energetic perspective. The Lion's Gate specifically is what I would call a modern day amalgamation. It's a grouping together of several celestial events, stellar events, and energetic happenings, energetic activities. And it's lumped together and labeled the Lion's Gate. Okay? And so I'm going to break down very briefly what those different celestial events and energetic activities are related to the Lion's Gate. And so you can go in your time and research a little bit more about those different pieces. So I'm going to start in the earlier summer part and kind of bring us up to now. So on July the 6th of every year, the sun in the sky, it's moving along, boom, 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 as it tracks through all of the zodiac. It ticks off 1 degree every single day, tick, 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 tick. And on July 6th of every year, the sun in its rotation meets up, what we call conjunct in astrology, with the star Sirius, the dog star, the god star in Canus Major, right? When you see Orion in the sky and you look down to his left, that's the brightest star in the sky, Sirius. And so on July the 6th, they meet up. And that's commonly thought of, even to our ancients, but certainly now, that kind of starts what we call the dog days of summer. I don't know about you, but in mid-July, or even right around early July, it starts getting very, very hot and humid where I am. I joke sometimes that it can feel like 800 degrees, but it is certainly well within the 85 to 90 range daily, with very high humidity where I am. So that really starts that time of hot, hot summertime. And our ancients understood that time as when the sun and Sirius meet in the sky. They thought that Sirius, that star, added heat to our own sun. Isn't that interesting? The word Sirius, if you look at its etymology, the word Sirius means scorching. So when the sun and Sirius meet in the sky, it can definitely feel hotter. It's getting into that hot summertime. And so our ancients thought that Sirius plus the sun made it extra hot. Okay, so Sirius is so far away that it's considered a fixed star. So it kind of stays put in the sky. But our sun keeps moving along and moving along. Let me go this way. Moving along, moving along, moving along. And through the end of July then, I mean, it's still hot. But by the end of July into early August, we start seeing the rise of the star Sirius in the morning sky right before the sun. Because Sirius its address in the sky is 14 degrees of Cancer. And so as the sun keeps boop, 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 moving along, the sun keeps, it is now in front of, and so therefore in the morning, Sirius will be rising before the sun. And that is called the helical rising of Sirius. When Sirius, ta-da, it comes back to life. We can start seeing it again because the sun has moved on. And hi, Cindy. Thanks for jumping on. And she says that they had a nice July there. Awesome. We've had a lot of rain and very hot and humid where I am. So at the end of July into early August is the helical rising of Sirius, when Sirius comes up before the sun does. So it's the brightest star in the sky in the morning. And our ancient Egyptian ancestors always signaled or always believed that the rising of Sirius in its time, right before the sun, signaled the time of fertility. That's when the Nile would begin to flood, and then the sediment from that flood would really saturate the land with rich minerals and soil for the crops and act like a fertilizer. So it was this richness of the soil that would promote this fertility. So that's a little bit about the helical rising of Sirius. And when we get into the end of July, that begins the time of the sun's moving through the mansion of Leo the lion. That's where we get the lion's gate. Leo is considered the lion, the king. He's the king of the jungle, but the king of the sky, ruling the summertime with his full potent power of the sun. So when we start to see the rising of Sirius right before the sun in the morning, a couple other things occur. We all know about the quarter days. They're the markers of our seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Those are our quarter days, that they really mark a big change in season. They mark a change in our energetic structure and how we relate to the natural world. In addition to those quarter days, we also have the cross quarter days that are in between. So there are 8 marked spaces, energetic spaces in our calendar where we experience, I'm going to say, a quickening of our bodies and our minds and our emotional systems, because it signals something way deep in our primal brain of, oh, something's changing here. I need to shift and adjust. And so one of those cross quarter days happens on August 1st/2nd. And it's known, maybe some of you follow the pagan calendar or the wheel of the year. It's called Lunasa. And Rob, could you type that in the chat for us and then put it on the screen, please? Lunasa. And it's a celebration of the sun. Lugh, L-U-G-H, is the Celtic word for the sun. And that makes so much sense because Leo, The mansion of Leo in astrology celebrates the sun. It is summertime and the sun is hot. It's scorching. It's just sweltering. It's the dog days of summer. It's the sun. And then here we have the celebration of the sun, Lunasa. Thank you. There it is, Lunasa. It's one of those cross quarter days, and it's halfway between the summer solstice and the autumn equinox. Oh, thank you. Rob also posted a link to Wikipedia article if you would like to read more about what Lunasa is all about. Now, this is an ancient energetic marker. And I hope you can kind of see how all of these things are coming together. At the end of July, the star Sirius starts rising before the sun. It's called the helical rising of Sirius. Then on August 1st/2nd is the celebration of the sun called Lunasa. That cross quarter day, that energetic marker that's halfway between the summer solstice and the autumn equinox. And when we see Sirius rising and when we have that marking of, we're now approaching autumn, but it's still the hot of the summertime, we call that the opening of the Lion's Gate. And it also coincides with, here you go, the full moon in August. That's always the first week of August. The full moon in August this year was on August the 3rd. And so, of course, the sun and the moon are at opposite ends. They're shining, glowing, giving us that energy of fullness, bringing the fullness of sovereignty of the heart. And so all of those things acting together, the helical rising of Sirius and the heat energy that it's bringing, the celebration of the sun called Lunasa on the 1st and 2nd day of August. And then here, the full moon, another ancient but very appropriate celebration, energetic celebration that a lot of us feel very strongly today. All of those coinciding to open the Lion's Gate. And what that Lion's Gate is a portal or a highway of spiritual information to imbue our hearts with sacred sovereignty. What does it mean to be sovereign? Well, I always think of it as to be Lord or to be the ruler of, to be the king of or the queen of. To be sovereign is to be able to make decisions for yourself that are self-promoting and self-care. So taking care of yourself and really understanding what that means from a heart-centered place, not selfishly, benevolently, and generously, but with a loyalty first to yourself, your heart, and your soul. So that Lion's Gate opens up that time when we receive the bathing of those celestial energies, and it mixes with our heart, and it mixes with our emotions and our mind to help us really stay sovereign and loyal to our hearts. Yeah. And so that Lion's Gate stays open. There are different interpretations of how long that is, but me being an astrologer, I love the stars. With me being an astrologer, I always believe that that gate stays open with receiving the fullness of that energy until the time of the new moon of August, which happens to be tomorrow. So maybe some of you have really been feeling this energetically in your body, physically, maybe in your spiritual work that you've been doing, or your emotional system for this time from August 1st, we'll say, until August 19th, about that long of a period. Some other writers have given different time frames, but I like to have that really be marked by what I want to call it. The posts of the gate would be the full moon right there at the beginning of August and the new moon, which is this third week. So tomorrow. So having that open for all of that time to receive that in, so that tomorrow with the new moon, we can plant new seeds of sovereignty and loyalty and generosity to our hearts and share that out with the world. So I'm going to invite you to think about what seeds that you would like to plant for your heart-centered sovereignty that you want to then fertilize and harvest throughout the year. And then at the next Lion's Gate, next summertime, you'll be able to see in the fullness of what was planted and grown and ripened and flowered and the juicy fruits of that, what has occurred for you. So that's a little bit or a lot about the Lion's Gate tonight. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. Neshi is saying in the chat room, planting the seeds of heart-centered sovereignty. Yes, that's what this time is about. And it has been a very delicate time for a lot of us. For me, my healer friends that I've talked to have experienced over the last 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, some physical challenges with that because of the influx of all of the energies coming through. The solar radiation, the awareness, that energy coming right down into the heart center. In my own body, I have been extremely tired. And yesterday I took a 4-hour nap. Today I took about an hour nap before coming on with you tonight. I'm averaging about an hour and a half nap each afternoon. My body is really calling for rest. And also I'm getting some things going on here with my third eye. I've had some headaches with that. This information filtering into my system through the Lion's Gate. So I just use my tools and I do a lot of praying. I keep on my spiritual practice, and I know that it's gonna go away. It's gonna change. I just need to keep doing what I know to do and using the tools that I have and to just keep going, keep swimming, like Dory says, right? Keep swimming, keep swimming. So, now she's also saying in the chat room, another New Year's kind of energy in the Egyptian style. Yeah, because our ancient Egyptian brothers and sisters viewed this time of when the Nile was flooding, coinciding with that rising of Sirius, that celestial event, culminating with Grandmother Earth herself, covering the fields with really rich dirt that new crops could form and grow and prosper. So yeah, it was very much a time of, excuse me, fertility there. Great. So that's about the Lion's Gate and Sirius and the full moon and how all of those work together for the sovereignty of our hearts. And before I get to the readings, I would like to ask Rob if he could pull up the karmic communication class information. Yay, thank you. There we go. So on Saturday, September 19th and 26th at 1 p.m. Eastern, that's noon Central Time. For 2 Saturdays, I'm teaching this karmic communication and conscious expression. So what is that all about? There is a lot of talk these days about speaking your truth and being authentic with how you are living, how you are expressing yourself. And there's also a lot of, how do I want to say this? There's also a lot of, I'm right, no, I'm right stuff going on out there, right? I'm right, no, I'm right. And this class that I'm teaching is all about your own inner communicator. What you need for your communicator to feel safe and empowered. What are your communication patterns? And when you learn those components of your inner communicator, there are 3. When you learn those components, you can really connect to your inner communicator and connect more deeply to that place of, now I can speak my truth because I know how I need to best communicate that. I know what I need for my inner communicator to be nurtured, to be empowered, to make decisions on when to speak and when not to speak, or how much to speak. When we say speak the truth, that is very key. But let me just put it like this. Not everyone does. Well, let me put it this way. Not everyone has the right to all of our truth all the time right away. We can be selective in what we present and how we present it. So this class is about consciously expressing what your inner communicator really wants to express and what your conscious communicator needs to be nurtured. And by knowing our own pattern, we can better understand someone else. And we can open that facilitation where we're not wondering, I keep saying purple, but my spouse, my brother, my son, my daughter, my boss keeps hearing orange. I'm saying purple. but they keep hearing orange. Why aren't they listening to me? So karmic communication. This information is based on your soul chart through astrology. And there's a little bit of astrology that I will be talking about, but you don't have to have any knowledge of astrology in order to take this. I speak in very plain, everyday English terms. My job is to translate that stellar language into plain, everyday terms, plain English, so that you can have the tools to use it, to use this knowledge that we talk about. So when you take this class, you're going to know the energetic components of your inner communicator, 3 of them. You're going to know how it's all made up, what you need to nurture that, what you need to facilitate more sovereign communication coming from you into the world. You're going to know your own communication patterns and karma. You know, karma is simply the result of previous actions. You're also going to understand your love languages. Have you ever heard of that? Have you heard of that? There was a book, very popular book called The 5 Love Languages. Well, this is not that work, but you're going to learn what speaks to your soul and nurtures your soul as a conscious communicator. And therefore, by knowing your own, it can help you then communicate soul to soul with others. So I really do hope that you would consider joining me. It's a one-time investment of $55, and you get over 4 hours of teaching and practice and knowledge and some practical skills to take with you for more empowered conversation as you go forward. So, and thank you for having that up, Rob. Let's see who else has some questions in the chat. Cindy was saying, does this help to speak from the heart? This class, the karmic communication class, is all about understanding how your awareness and your intuition and your expression all work together, kind of like a pyramid. Being aware and then understanding how it feels in your heart center and then expressing that out. Yes. So this course definitely is about speaking your truth from the core of who you are, from that sovereign place of you. So yes. And Roberta is saying, thinking Uranus being retrograde in Taurus makes communication more difficult, she says. Well, I tell you what, you are speaking my astrology language right there. Yes, Uranus is the great awakener planet. He's the guy that goes around, aha, right? And Taurus is all about our physical senses, sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. So as Uranus is spending 7 years in this sign of Taurus, in the mansion of Taurus, he is going through an awakening all of our senses. So the fact that I'm experiencing these headaches, meaning that I'm getting more expanded in my third eye. Maybe some of you are experiencing expansion in your voice or in your feeling senses. or taste, smell, those kinds of things. Yes. All right. So let me go ahead and get started with readings. Tonight, I'm using the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards by Denise Lynn, because you know what? We're on this journey together, and that's just what called out to me before I got on the show tonight. So I am glad to do many messages for anyone who would like a card. So who is our first card? Barbie. Oh, what a pretty picture there. She would love a mini reading. Okay. So in this Lion's Gateway, what is your mini message and your Sacred Traveler card? Answering the call. The time is now. This is about literally answering the call to a new creative pursuit. Maybe it's a recipe that you would like to try. Maybe it's a painting class. Maybe it's automatic writing. Maybe it's, I don't know, creating a medicine wheel in your backyard. Maybe it's working with a rescue organization, but answering the call. It's like, this is the time to pursue those creative avenues that your heart has been ringing you. Ring-a-ling-a-ling. Go ahead and answer. This is the time. So thank you, Barbie, for tuning in tonight. And who is next? Clara. I'm glad that you've joined us this evening for a cosmic conversation. I just have to shuffle my cards, and the one that is for you is going to pop right out. And that was, yeah. All right. This is asking you to go into the silence of your heart. Tomorrow is the new moon in Leo. Leo is all about the heart, all about being the king or the queen of your own heart and sovereign in your heart. So if you go into the silence of your heart will tell you exactly what it needs for nurturing, for understanding, for sharing. Go into the silence of your heart. And I would invite you to make a list of 5 things for which you are grateful that your heart has given you. Yeah. There you are, Clara. Thank you. And Marie's here. Happy Monday. Yes, it is a happy Monday. You know what's interesting? Right now, I've gotten really hot all of a sudden. I don't know if my face looks flushed, but I'm feeling hot all of a sudden. So, whoo, talking about that Sirius scorching energy, maybe. So, Marie, take courage, action with passion. So, oh, there we go. I'm trying to pull it up there so it doesn't get too shiny. Take action with passion. The word courage, the etymology of that, it comes from Latin cor, which means heart. So the word courage is literally acting with heart. So act with heart. So take up your activity with heart. And it feels like whoosh. It feels like do it now. Whatever you are contemplating, do it now and do it with gusto from your heart. All right. Thanks, Marie. Thanks, Marie. Who is next? Roberta. Definitely. Let's get you a card. So I'm going to shuffle until the one that is for you. Here we go. Unknown territory. So some spaces in your heart have opened up. Your heart is getting deeper and fuller. And it might feel like, I don't know where I'm supposed to go or what I'm supposed to do. But I love this little, I think that's a chickadee. I think that's a little chickadee bird here. So if you listen to the birds, what do their calls tell you? Is there a particular bird that you love? And listen to its call. And what does it tell you about filling those new spaces that have opened up in your heart? It's literally like, what it feels like to me is that, you know how you add on to a home? You add on rooms. It feels like there have been rooms added on in your heart. What are you going to fill those rooms with? Yeah, but it's exactly as it's supposed to be. So there you are, Roberta. Thank you for tuning in tonight. And who else is ready for a card? Holly! Holly! Let's see here. I'm having to shuffle because yours is going to pop up. Oh, whoops, sorry. Adventure. Get ready for new horizons. This feels like a retreat. It feels like a short retreat, like 3 or 4 days, maybe 5 days, but more of a short retreat, like a weekend getaway. It feels like a creative new skill to be learned, but in a retreat setting. So going off and maybe staying in a cabin, it feels very nature-like. So you'll have to tell me what that's about. But new horizons. There you go. Tell me about that. Awesome. Thanks, Holly. Who is next? Alrighty. Nicole. Thanks for tuning in tonight. And I'm shuffling until your card pops out. That's how it works for me, that when I shuffle, Spirit will just pop that card out of what I need to share. So interesting. We've had this card already this evening. Solitude. In silence, peace prevails. So this message for you tonight, Nicole, is all about meditation. Getting quiet. Meditation can be as short as 3 breath cycles, or it can be an hour long or more. It can be a day long walking meditation. So in silence, peace prevails. So allowing the silence to comfort you instead of being anxiety provoking. There is the ability for silence to provide comfort. And maybe you need to just escape your everyday. Take many breaks to go to the bathroom and take some breaths, right? Getting away for a short meditation. And that grounding that we did at the beginning, that's a nice little meditation to just bring you back into your body. All of your bodies aligned together. Yeah, that can be a short meditation. Okay. Thank you, Nicole. Who is next? Cindy, you would like a card? Yes, we will do that. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Okay. Traveling lightly, simplify your life. A lot of folks are expressing now that they are ready to make some sweeping changes in their schedule, in the energetics of the accoutrements that they have around them. So this is all about kind of clearing out your closets and drawers and cabinets and clearing the clutter out. The things that you haven't worn in a year or 2 years, things that just, so-and-so gave me that little knick-knack, but it just doesn't bring me joy. It's simplifying your life to the things that bring you joy, that feel good in your heart. And you know what? If it's not bringing you joy, it could possibly bring someone else joy. So it's okay to pass those things along. Yeah. So there you are, Cindy. Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, we got Cindy already. Clara says, thank you for that reading. And Marie has said that she has been having that heat for a couple of weeks. Woo, I tell you what, and again, your name has popped up and now I feel myself getting all hot again. So like to know what that va 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 boom is for you, that passion for you. Holly is saying that she will keep us in the loop. Yay. Awesome. And Nicole is creating a meditation room in her home right now. Awesome. I also feel for you, Nicole, that space can become a gathering spot for like-minded women to come together and just let the day slough off and be very mindful together. But you would be leading like a women's group. That's what it feels like for me. All right. And Barbie says that she had company come and will be listening to the archives. Well, thank you. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate that. And Rob, of course, let's get you a card tonight. Thank you for being, for producing. Thank you for sharing the show over to all of the places that you share the show and setting things up and sending some good juice your way, because I know you've had some health challenges recently. I love this. This reminds me of the Hermit in the tarot, finding sanctuary, opening to your spiritual source. But what I'm seeing when I look at this card is I'm seeing the Hermit of the tarot. I'm seeing of finding the light within, stoking the fire within, and just, yeah, rekindling the flame of the heart. That's what the message is for you tonight, is rekindling the flame of the heart. Yeah, there you go. And Cindy says that she wanted to have an estate auction and get rid of everything. Well, there you go. You know, one of my dreams, I guess, on my bucket list is I would like to live in a tiny house. My house is not big now, but it has a lot more space than what I need. And I would like not to pay so much for heating it and cooling it and, having the lights on and the water and all of that good sorts of things and all of the yard work. So I would like to live in a tiny house. That means that I'm going to have to really get much more motivated to pare down my belongings, but that's definitely on my list. And you are welcome, Ram. And Miss Neshi had tuned in, but I don't know if she is still out there and would like a card. Did she say that she wanted a card?
She didn't say, but I'm sure she wouldn't complain.
Okay. All righty. Miss Neshi. Maybe she's taking care of little Georgie, who's not so little anymore. I just have to say, a quick story about little Georgie before I pull a card for Neshi. Little Georgie, when I met him, he was just a little puppy with the biggest paws, and his whole body had to grow into his paws. And when I went up to visit and meet Georgie for the first time, I was going on a retreat, and I was wearing a long dress, almost to, it was to my ankles. So it was a long dress because the weather was changing. And well, anyway, it doesn't matter why I was wearing a dress, but he loved that dress. He would flip the bottom of my dress and, make it move. And he would commando crawl in under the dress with his head sticking in there like he's hiding. Oh, it was just the cutest thing. I love that, Georgie. So I'm thinking about Georgie when I'm pulling a card for Neshi. Let's see here. Let's get Neshi's card. Oh, okay. Aha! She's all about focus, staying focused, hold the course. I know that she's got a lot of things going on, a lot of irons in the fire. So we would say just hang on steady. And what it actually feels like for me, Neshi, is like being on a sailing team where everyone has to pull the sails at just the right time in order to get the wind behind you and get the right momentum. Otherwise, if you capsize the boat. So it's about really being vigilant about the order in which things are done. Yeah, I'm just feeling like a sailing team all having to work together to make sure that the boat goes the way it's supposed to go and how fast it's supposed to go and all of those good sorts of things. So there you are, Miss Neshi. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in tonight for this cosmic conversation. And I do hope you will consider joining me for the Karmic Communication and Conscious Expression class. That's going to be, again, 2 Saturdays in September, the 19th and the 26th. You don't have to have any astrology knowledge. We are going to talk about your inner communicator in terms of its energetic components. But if you know your astrology, that's great. And I will say this, you will need blank paper and colored pencils, and you will need an astrology chart. So if you don't have one, you can contact me and I can pull one for you free just by giving me your birth details. And I can get you a copy of that. So again, you don't have to have any astrology knowledge, but this information is based off of your soul chart of where the stars and planets were aligned on the date of your birth. So I hope that you will consider joining me. And thank you for being part of this wonderful cosmic conversation tonight. From my heart to yours. Tat Sat. I am that. I am that I am. Good night, everyone.